Hello, we are back once again for more of our continuing adventure here on Dice Jailers. And remember to say who the hell we
Everybody.
are this time. Thank you. Appreciate you, Nathan. I appreciate you so much. Yes, announcements I think we're pretty low on, unless you have some stuff, Jordan.
Our
I will
announcements
have stuff soon,
Yeah.
but mostly it's our good friends, No Latency Podcast, our friends at Save the D8, Any Heroes Anonymous. Please don't forget to check them out. Their campaign is super cool. They're also on the internets like we are, and we love them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other friends shows that I'm certain that I'm forgetting to mention because I keep telling myself to just make a list and then I don't.
That is a problem for not today us. So should we just kick it over to Jamie?
Yep, that's time for the Jamie announcement.
Oh, hi. Speaking of being unprepared and meaning to make a list but never remembering to do it, guys, we have on probably this side. It's okay. You'll look not one, but two over. That is the information for our Ko-fi, which if you cannot read and are only listening to this is ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/dicejailers. And you can go there and you can make a donation to us, because what a nice way of telling us how much you're enjoying this campaign, and especially my floundering through these announcements every week. I know you probably are thinking, why would I reward such behavior? But what if you sent money and it inspired me to be better? I mean, wouldn't that make you feel good? Like, maybe I would see that there was monies and go, oh, I should. I'm sorry, I just think I saw Morgan Freeman. What if I just, decided to step up and learn how to do a Morgan Freeman impression? And how much more would you enjoy these announcements then if I somehow lowered my voice by 2 entire octaves?
Morgan Freeman impression on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Jamie wondered how she was going to lower her voice a couple octaves. It was a curious thing within her mind, made me think of my good friend Andy Dufresne.
It's not good, and yet I love it.
Oh, it's not good at all. Like my Morgan Freeman impression is not strong, but I was like, I'm just going to pull it out right now and see what happens.
Why are we
Way to
like
go, man.
this?
Live for the moment.
Excuse
Hold
me
on,
while
see-
he whips that out.
Okay. I like how they're increasingly deteriorating, and it's not even my fault because other people jump in. So, no, I appreciate it. It makes me look better by comparison. So, anyway.
That's what we were going for.
Anyway, thank you for your consideration. If you want to give us money, then you should. The information is over there. And money, please.
Beautiful. And the last thing to mention, the music for our campaign brought to you by Sirenscape. They allow you to put music on your online shows like we do. And you don't have to pay them for it because they're super cool. They just say, hey, tell people how awesome we are. Sirenscape, they are awesome. And they're, I think, one of the best ways to incorporate sound into your games, because I am not technologically savvy, and even I can handle making Sirenscape work. So that is all you need to know on that. All that said, you guys are all currently in the Whispering Wood. You had just teleported out of the capital city of Nova Aurora via teleportation circle set up by Kira's mentor, Sordal. All of you made it through the portal except for Sordal, who was captured by the mage hunters coming to largely seem like acquire you all. Upon arriving in this shack, a group of individuals that were invisible were beset. They grabbed you, one of which holding an axe to Reba's neck. And you found out through some brief conversation, this group, led by a broken oath paladin by the name of Gaspar Rin, were allies of Sordal. A long distance across the way from where you were at the train platform within the Verdant Sanctuary, you saw an individual wearing the symbols of the census, but an elite group within them, known as the Hallowed Regiment. And this very large Minotaur and their cohorts seemed to make the train platform be out of commission. Gaspar and his allies gave you a place to stay for the evening, and you got some rest. In that rest, a few things happened. Pohaku went out to experience the woods again, as he's basically home right now. Not quite where he specifically grew up in the collection of druids, but he's not terribly far off. And Siobhan had what seemed like a dream, which is weird because she only ever sees visions. Setting out from where this group was, Mannix decided to lead the way as he was fueled by about 7 coffees and knew the correct direction. You were attacked by 2 very large creatures, a couple T-Rexes, and as one of them was getting largely weakened, a lightning bolt streaked down from the sky, taking that one out, the second one running off, and then this large bird, like Siobhan had seen in her vision, came flying into the center of where you all were, transforming into a woman, appearing to seem like a Kalishtar, like Siobhan. She looked at Siobhan, set her eyes on her, and smiling, her eyes glowed the same. And that is right where we all pick up, as you can still hear the second T-Rex. It is charging off into the woods as you had all frightened it, or I should say specifically, I believe it was Reba may have made that fright happen, and you dropped the other one. You see this woman standing before you all, just kind of looking over at Siobhan. She's not looking in any sort of aggressive or threatening way.
Siobhan's just staring, and then in her head is like, Tana,
Yes.
the fuck?
It's a wonderful day, isn't it? I was so sure there were more, and we found another one. You should probably say, hello.
Is the language called Kalishtar? I forget.
The language is Quarry.
Quarry. So I say to her in Quarry, hello?
You will hear back in your head. And you, Garnet, you'll actually hear this also, being that you have some Kalishtar heritage way back. I was starting to give up hope that there were more of us out there. But finding one, well, I guess in a way, 2 more. Maybe we're all not so alone. Distant, but finding each other.
So we're staring intensely and having this internal conversation. So
And now the rest of you are hearing it.
Meanwhile,
You're looking at each other.
Garnet. Out loud. Hi, I'm Garnet. That's Siobhan.
And she will speak. Of course, I should probably make it so all of your friends can hear. My name is Vonari. I've been searching for more like me for quite some time. It's been a while since I've encountered anyone. It's a pleasure to meet both of you, all of you. Apologize for the dramatic entrance, but you look like you could possibly use a little bit of a hand.
I think we forgive you for scaring off the or she didn't scare it off. She fucking nuked it, right?
well, one of them.
I don't think we need to forgive you much. We think we appreciate the T-Rex being taken down, and turns to turns to Bahaku like, you didn't mention there were feckin' dinosaurs.
You never asked. Of course there are dinosaurs. We're in the woods.
You know, that is a good point. We did not ask.
Like, right.
There are
So-
also insects and other mammal-type creatures as well.
That's fair. That's fair. I didn't. That right. Turn back to Venari.
There may be some rivers that also contain fish.
Now, it will be fun to go fishing.
So Siobhan
Only
turns.
if you have prepared with several buckets of intoxicants. But yes, you are correct, Kira.
Oh, the tradition's the same everywhere. I see.
Anyway,
This is
so
what
you were a
makes fishing
bird.
fun.
It is a gift of mine, yes. It, makes it a little easier to get around sometimes, and well, it's really given me a new appreciation for these woods. I was so scared of them as a little girl, but I guess we all hear stories sometimes about the Whispering Wood. She'll turn to Pohaku. I guess you didn't hear a whole lot of stories about them. It sounds like you're from here.
Yes, and I don't believe I've met you before, Vonari. Many of my family are able to do what you did there as well. Are you new with the Branch Mothers?
I've observed the Branch Mothers. I'm not one of them exactly. I get by mostly on my own, and sometimes through the kindness of strangers and acquaintances. When you can blend in with the local wildlife, you can really observe people as they really are. It's amazing what people will say and do when they think no one's watching. And sometimes you learn who the really good people are, and sometimes you learn who the really bad people are. But it's a pleasure to say most of the people I've met have been really good. I like to think that's true of all of you, but the excitement of meeting another Kalishtar, I kind of, well, said hi without a usual length of observance I like to take.
Is there somewhere we can go? I'm kind of looking between Haku and Venari. It's like, is there somewhere we can go to talk that's not quite as exposed?
I do
Most
have
of the wood is pretty exposed.
He is right. I do have a small place not far from here. It'll be very cramped with all of us inside, but if you want to keep the bugs and any potential weather off, it'll do.
Kind of turns to the other with turns to everyone with like big eyes. Like, can we go?
Yeah.
Well, it definitely looks like rain, so we should get inside. It's probably a bright sunny day, right?
It's fairly nice out, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it had been a very clear day, and it was when she cast her call lightning spell that these clouds coalesced overhead before
Yeah.
that came down. But that's now long gone as she's no longer concentrating on it. She says, "Well, I suppose we should take the fast way there, don't you think?"
Yes.
Okay, so
I don't
do
know where
this-
you are taking us, so you will have to lead.
I do this, you're going to have to move quickly. It'll only stay open for a few seconds. She walks up to
Oh.
this
Mm-mm.
fairly large tree. She places her hand on the trunk. Okay, this one will work just fine. Are you all ready?
Yes.
She runs her hand along the bark of the tree, and you watch as it splits open. You can see this shimmering portal.
I would
In
like
the
to
center
shove
of it.
Pohaku through.
Hawk can make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, dex save. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you go to shove Pohaku through, and then you find you guys are kind of standing there, very like arm bro style.
I take your arm kind of you know,
Yeah.
at you on the back of your hand a couple of times. And then we go.
And I imagine you all
It's okay, Kira. I will hold you.
you all follow Vonari going along with in the midst of all of you. And as you step out on the other side, you step out through another tree about the same size. You can see the portal closing behind you, and you're in sort of a much darker area of the wood. The trees are much thicker overhead. It's slightly swampy here, and just ahead of you, you can see this fairly small shack. Windows are fairly thin on it. It's mostly dark inside. Venari will walk up. She opens the door. Please come in. There's precious little furniture, but wherever you want to make yourselves comfortable. None of you have issues with iron, do you?
No?
Good. Well, then you'll be fine here.
And real quick, you said this is we're in like a little kind of shack.
Yeah, you're just outside of this shack.
Oh, we're outside of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking around, do I recognize like where I am? Like,
Go ahead.
Did she take us a few yards, or did she take us miles and miles?
Go ahead and make either a nature or survival or a history check. It could be any of the three, honestly.
Okay. All of those are pretty similar except for survival, so it won't be that. Let's go nature here. 17.
So, looking about, it takes you a brief moment to kind of understand where you are, but as you look it over, you realize, like, okay, these, as far as the type of trees, with how swampy the area is, it's letting you know that you've definitely traveled a fairly significant distance. You've definitely traveled miles. You are far to the east on the map now. You would have gone past the throne of Midsummer, and there is a large river that is south of the river where the Bank of Reflection is. You are just a little bit north of that, almost to the border of the Whispering Wood, where you are like almost on the same latitude as the city of Cinderwatch within Glimmershore. So you've gone a massive distance. The Branch Mother's Den would now be almost due north for you. And the Bank of Reflection is, if you remember, that's where you heard that Vovorus was last seen near, the individual who may have information on what happened to Tyree.
Oh, that was going to take us. Thanks.
Oh, my pleasure. I won't lie.
How did you know we were going this way? Can you read minds?
sometimes things just happen the way they're supposed to, I guess.
Neat.
It's been a nice place to be set up, as it's not terribly far from the branch mothers. As I said, I've done some observing of them, and well, when I lost everybody at home all those years ago, I just ran as far and far and far as I could, and I eventually hit the coast, and so I came back in a little bit to stay within the woods, and I found home.
You were there when it happened.
Yeah.
How old does she look?
Looking at her now that you've been there, you're kind of close enough to see. She looks like she's probably in her early to mid 40s.
And we as players know that she's Kalash Tar, but she resembles human as far as what she looks like. Yeah.
She kind of resembles either human or somewhat elfish with the ear shape. You did see her eyes light up like Siobhan's do at one point,
Right.
so
Okay.
you would probably put two and two together enough to know that she's Kalashtar.
I say, oh, I have so much to ask and so much to tell you. I don't even know where to start. I'm Siobhan Finnegan. At birth, I was hold while I look this fucking up. Vatara. My parents were Lavan and Nilra. They
You're Levon's child.
Kinui Pa?
I saw him fall.
It's by the river.
Yeah.
He put me in the river. They sent me down the river, and is how I survived.
I went looking for you. I obviously didn't find you. I could tell what he was doing. I did what I could to try and fight back. There were just so many of them. And when it was lost, I ran. Well, I first turned into a mouse, and then I ran. A lot less of a target when you're a field mouse running down a cliffside.
Oh, well. They were Kudral. Kudral survived as well. He's alive. I saw him not 2 weeks ago. Shit, has it been that short of a time?
It's been a few weeks.
Okay. So I said 2 weeks. I'm like, that can't be right. Is that right?
Probably closer to 3.
So right, I said the correct amount.
And you see, she'll think, I didn't know him personally, and I know the name. It's it's a relief to hear that some others made it out. There are more of us. Not many, at least not that I've found. We probably number about maybe 24. Most of the ones who survived, they escaped south, made it to the southern kingdom that had been involved in the Great War.
I feel.
That's the one, yeah. Well, my quarry has spoken to theirs mostly. I haven't seen many of them either in person or in vision, though every now and then there are a couple of them who seem to have powerful enough magic to talk to me in what most would consider dreams. And the walking through a tree thing has been well, it's been handy. I actually only learned to do that within the last month or so. Uh, let's just say I'm getting closer to being able to visit them. I have to know the tree I'm going to when I use that. And so some of them have given me great descriptions. But have you ever noticed a lot of trees look really similar? And unless you've seen them up close, you can't really tell all the differences between them. And I can only do it once each day. So gotta find a place to take a nap or a nice long nap before I can come back.
I don't want to make the other players and the audience sit through the stuff that they already know, but Siobhan will, fill her in on the fun fact. I learned that I was, in fact, Kalishtar like 3 weeks ago. And, yeah, and tells her about Kudral and where he is. And so all that. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-doo. And then if so many survived, why haven't they made what happened known?
Because who are most of the people going to believe? A handful of vagabonds that claim to be from a uninhabited portion of a mountain where there's no recorded history of anything happening, or the voice of an entire empire.
Right?
And if we did try and stand against the entire empire as just the handful of us there are, we had no hope when they came to exterminate all of us.
I I don't know. This may be a question for later, but when the attack happened, do you think if I described some people, you might did you keep a mental image of your attackers? Because there are a few that it'd be a long shot, but there might be some people that I know of that were in the attack.
Maybe, but there were so many masks.
Right.
I don't know if they were trying to conceal their identity or if it was because of whatever they were a part of. But they all wore a similar mask to what I could have only assumed was their leader in this. Theirs was the same mask, just more ornate markings on it.
Uh, Garnet, do we still have Do they still have one of those masks that you found?
We do.
Can you show her? Please.
Do you mind confirming if it's the same mask?
Of course not. If anyone knows anything, I guess in a way it's helpful.
And yeah, Garnet will show her the mask.
And upon seeing it, before she says anything, you can all tell from the look on her face. She goes, "That's the one. As far as the eye could see."
There's more you should probably know then.
I will happily listen. I'm going to need tea for this. Yes, I am. I'm going to need tea that's calming, slightly intoxicating, and delicious. I'm going to make enough for everyone, and if you want some, you're more than welcome to imbibe, but I definitely need some tea. And inside the shack, there's this small cast iron stove, and she'll set an iron kettle on top of it. And she does a little gesturing with her hands, and you can now see the top of the kettle. You can see there's actually water in it now, and she'll put the lid on, create some flames inside the stove, and is allowing the water to heat. She sets another pot next to it, brings out some loose leaf tea and throws it in there, makes more water in there. So making the large pot for the tea, extra water if we need it for anything. I'm here to listen to all you have to say and happy to share anything I know.
The person with the fancy mask is known as the Hallow Keeper. They appear to be what would we say, a religious figure or a cult leader, it seems more like. And in the time of the attack, at least, I found the document in an archive in the Empire. It's a very, very long story, but the gist of it was that the source of arcane power was discovered, and the Hallow Keeper was sent to deal with the resistance to claiming the land. Almost everything was redacted, except for the Hallow Keeper, the name Deacon Hallow Keeper, and the name of a mage, which I never did get from you, Bjorn. But it was the name of the mage who was the one who had been to the Eternal Forge and then somehow created a spell to figure out if there were any other arcane sources of power.
Yes. Let me grab that. I have it here in a note.
Hits just keep coming for us, don't they?
While you're looking that up, there is, Pohaku probably pretty early on is just going to excuse himself, maybe off to the side of the shack. He's at home, and he's like, Mom would kill me if I didn't, let her know that I was back. So, because I have entirely too many spell slots right now, I am going to go ahead and cast Sending to Mom and just let her know, hey, I'm back in the wood. We're not too far away. Do you know Vonari? I'll be home soon. Love you.
And it only takes an instant before you receive a response. You're home! Oh, that's so wonderful. Please, visit as soon as you can. I don't know Onari. Travel safe.
He comes back smiling.
And yet, Jamie, the name of that mage is Thurudar.
Can you spell that, please?
Hurudar.
Hurudar. Right, so doodle-doo. The Hallowkeeper and a mage named Rudar. Don't know if they were there or they just did the locating. This Hallowkeeper, we don't know. Again, looking around to the others, I got the opinion it might be a title, so I don't know if it's the same one from 20 odd years ago, but they just made a very public attack against the young emperor on public broadcast in the middle of daylight. So they're still around, or someone is.
Can't say I'm surprised. You don't generally wield that sort of power and command and just disappear into the shadows forever or anything. Well, today's still a good day. Painful memories or not. And she will begin pouring out some mugs of tea, and she'll just kind of she's trying to figure out where to set them since there's like precious little furniture, and to some of you she's literally just kind of like setting it at your feet. She's like, if you're thirsty, if you knock it over, these floorboards have absorbed more tea than I can possibly remember. So yes, welcome. This is my little home. This is the living room and kitchen, and that corner's the bedroom. You've now had the tour.
Thank you for inviting us in and for saving us again.
Well, I had the feeling you guys had it under control, but I didn't want to risk anything.
Yeah, can you teach us how to do that tree thing? That seems really useful.
Well, it'll take quite a bit of training in the druidic arts, and you will, she kind of looks at you, and you're not much of one with your druidic arts, are you?
No, that's
Yeah.
not my forte.
It's, you know what? It's really not for everybody, and it's okay that it may not be a place you could ever see yourself. The
Well, this
closest
isn't either, so, we're all
sometimes that's just what happens. Well, where are you off to next? What's your plan? I realize I kind of waylaid you a bit and brought you here without a whole lot of direction.
Well, I guess,
Sorry, I got excited.
Pohaku, you probably know it best. How would you have a eye on like where we are into where we're going? Because you said you made a face when we got here, like you recognized some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And yes, I describe. I did not jot down everything that you mentioned earlier, but I pass along what I have learned and where we are. But we're much closer to where we wanted to be. We probably saved a bunch of travel.
and probably at least 2 more T-Rex attacks.
Yeah, that's a shame.
If you're headed to the Branch Mother's Den, we could probably get there. Oh, probably 3 days on foot, 2 if we push the pace.
As long as Mannix isn't navigating. What you truly saved us from.
I mean,
Mannix,
Mannix.
I appreciate you trying to
you mean I
take a
don't have to
leadership role.
navigate again? Oh, my heart is broken. So distraught by this. Dash it all. Oh, you know best, I suppose.
And one thing you will notice about Vonari here in her home, she kind of takes off the mantle she was wearing that had sort of a cape attached to it, setting it down. You can see underneath she has some armor on. It is these shimmering black dragon scales that she wears.
I'm making copious notes. Oh,
Good, good.
um, I don't. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I have so many questions I want to ask you.
I can't promise to have all the answers, but I could try.
I didn't. This is Jamie asking. I don't know if I was ever told. I know that there was some sort of like basically ceremony where you got like matched with your quarry or whatever, and that didn't happen because I was too young. And if there was a name for it, I feel like I would know it. But I feel like
It's known as the joining.
the joining. All right, thank you. I the attack happened before I experienced the joining. It took Tana all the intervening time to figure out how to find me and how to connect with me. It's only very recently that I know anything at all.
That explains why I wasn't able to find you until now.
And right, and Kudral, the other that I spoke of, he also ran and spent, he escaped and has spent most of the past 20 years at the bottom of a bottle. So I suppose that's why he's been.
He's not the only one.
He thought he was alone until we met each other.
Well, I'm glad he at least got to meet you then.
I left him with my parents, so they should be taking care of him. My ma is probably near force feeding him stew. He was quite thin. I've tell. Is it all right if I tell him? I can message my parents. Is it all right if I?
Oh, without question, yes.
Is there a place in the south where all the others are gathered, or are they dispersed?
They're largely dispersed. Most of them went all the way south to the capital city of Jorunderholt. It's right there where the river meets the sea, so it's a heck of a view. A few decided to stay at the Tower of the Raven, I guess, looking to find answers in religion. I think the ones who went all the way to the south just wanted to get as far away from the mountain as possible.
Oh, right. the land that the plateau, the mountain was on, was in Aethiel, before Crimson Ridge. But why is it that no one knew there was a settlement up there?
When it was part of the kingdom, they just never seemed to encroach that far in their exploring. We always assumed it because we were a plateau that was so high up. But from those who heard and saw their conversations, their religious leaders told them it was a place to be left be. It was not for them, and it pertained to something greater.
So there were those of Aethiel who knew that we were there.
They knew something was there. They didn't know who or what, but they left it be. There are largely seafaring people. Imagine going high up into the mountains was not too high up on their to-do list.
So, if it's going to take us 3 days to get to the branch mothers, should we get going? It was still pretty early in the morning, yeah?
Yeah, it was still fairly early in the day. Yeah, I mean, I'd happily help you all set out. We could travel a bit and, well, or you could wait the night here and I could get us a bit closer via a tree. Tomorrow, we'd still be a good half day's travel out for me to guarantee I know where I'm getting us. But if you don't
If you're
mind,
willing, that seems better.
yeah, you're welcome to stay here. I think, and she'll actually, I think between the 7 of us, there's probably enough floor space, and I wouldn't be putting myself out to camp outside. I sometimes sleep outside on warm nights, anyways.
Pocket's like, yes, correct. As one should.
Well, I have some provisions that'll work fine to feed you all to get through the evening. It's mostly salted meats and dried berries. I apologize for that, but
Oh, we've provisions of our own. Don't put us out. Your stores weren't expecting to feed 6 additional mouths.
well, you're welcome to stay the day here and trade whatever knowledge or stories or anything you have, and in the morning I can take us by a tree to get a lot closer.
That would really help us immensely. Thank you.
Is there
My
any
honest pleasure.
kind of safe nearby foraging we could help you with? I'm not necessarily good at it, but I'm an extra set of hands.
Uh, I would love it. There have been some great mushrooms coming in, and well, if they don't make good eating, they make good tea, and well, some of them just make for a enlightening experience, shall we say. I can show you which ones are which.
Seems important to know.
Yes, I mean, there are some that just taste just like beef, and there are some that will kill you instantly, and then there are others that make you swear you're having a conversation with the gods. So, always good to know which is which.
This would take good, Jeff.
Precisely. And yeah, she will take you out foraging, Garnet. Anybody who wants to go foraging along with?
I'll go.
Oh,
with-
I'm going.
Yeah, I'll join.
Right. So anybody who's going foraging, go ahead and roll either a survival or nature check.
Oh, this is going to be great.
11.
Okay.
Survival.
All right. Don't get stuck in the tower.
Okay.
Let me know if you get above get a 15 or above.
I got exactly 15.
Oh,
Okay,
I also got
very
15.
good. Nice.
I got a nat 20 plus. Oh, where is it? Give me a second. But I know I have a good survival. Sorry, D&D Beyond is being a butt right now.
You all right?
No.
Oh, nat 2021.
Yo.
All right, multi-class into druid when?
All right, nat
Yeah,
20
I mean, this is
plus survival is 24.
I'm just
Dang.
really excited to be home. I can't concentrate right now.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Pahaku's almost like vibrating with excitement, just kind of seeing everything. Like every time you're about to do some of the mushroom foraging, Pahaku, you'll just see some different like berries that you really like, or just some plants you haven't seen in a while. Like, you can see Pahaku is just very much like ADHDing this whole thing. Kira and Siobhan, you're picking it up fairly well. Like you're following her instructions, and you're okay, don't eat in any of these. If they grow on these type of plants, they're probably fairly safe. I'm guessing Mannix could not care less because there are people to take care of these things for him.
Nobody's mentioned his name in the last 45 minutes, and he's basically in rest mode right now.
As for you two with the
Powered down.
as for you two with the nat
Stand by.
20s,
Stand by.
you are not only are you picking this up, there's a level 2 of this kind of being, I'm not going to say obvious, but you're seeing sort of the formula to it. You're knowing what to look for on each mushroom, and it doesn't take long before you see some things. And you're bringing them to Vonari. You'd be like, "Oh, these are the ones that you said will get you good and high, right? This is for a great vision." And then you're going, "Oh, okay, these are for tea. These are for roasting and eating." And yeah, Garnet and Reba, you're finding this makes a lot of sense. And Garnet, you've always had a fine eye to detail. That's part of the whole thing of being a rogue like you are. You have to just have that awareness of things. And Reba, you've had to forage to survive before, so it just kind of clicks with your brain. You're going, yes, you have to remember what you can eat and what you can't, and also which ones to save for later when you do have time to go on that little vision. So yeah, you two, that is totally within your purview. And
Darn it, I never knew you enjoyed mushrooms so much.
I'm being helpful, Pohaku.
That's nice.
anything else for any of you as the day progresses on and it gets on into night/nighttime? Like, what do you all want to do with your day as you have essentially a day of downtime?
Siobhan, sorry, Siobhan wants to talk to Vidari as much as possible. Just like is a sponge, not unlike mushrooms. Just like tell me everything, just anything and everything. Just what was it like?
And she does, and there are parts of her telling you about everything there that makes you smile, so it makes you laugh. Some of it hurts because the more she tells you, the more you realize it was a settlement. It was just where this collective of people lived out of the way of everything for whatever reason they had. Every now and then you would have some that would leave to go and do whatever they felt their calling was. And sometimes those that left came back, and sometimes they didn't, because they found home where they were.
I definitely ask her because I've heard this more than once and I don't know what the fuck it means. That Quarry are the light that keeps the darkness out. Like, oh, hold on, why don't I roleplay? I've heard both Kudral and Tana said something about the Quarry being the light that keeps the darkness out. Do you know what the fuck that means? They're both very vague.
You know the story of the end of days? Ragnarok?
Of course.
Well, it is the duty of the Quarry, and I guess by association, us being connected to them, to help keep things on the right path. To make sure that those who would have machinations of things far greater than themselves in the worst ways possible aren't trying to alter and undo the path set before us, be that path be for prosperity or destruction. And the Quarry have purpose in that, to make sure there are those who are dedicated to helping things stay the natural course. And the Quarry have also had an important role in helping guide some warriors to the beyond.
Like the Valkyrie.
I suppose that's another name for them, yeah.
In my head, immediately. Tana, are you a freaking Valkyrie?
I mean, I don't know if that's the exact term I'd use for myself, but there have been a spirit or two that I have helped guide to the Great Mead Hall.
You buried the lead. This is the fucking coolest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, I guess, in a way, you would more be the Valkyrie, as you're the physical embodiment here.
I don't have a bloody Pegasus. Am I owed a Pegasus? Is this what I'm learning right now? It's a 40 acres and a Pegasus type situation. Hold on. That's the title.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Actual fuck. like, I'm aware of the artist's renderings and embellishments, but think of your abilities and what you can do, the way you are a protector and a warrior and a guide to other warriors. You're a Valkyrie, sister.
No, I can't deal with all that. All right, sorry. And I go back to talking out loud. Sorry, had a bit of freak out talking to Tana for a minute.
I can only imagine it's a lot for you to take in, having not grown up with all of this.
No one knew what I was up in the assemblage. No one had ever heard of the Kalishtar. So when I began manifesting the glowing eyes were the first thing. They didn't know what to think, and they were scared for me because even before I knew about what happened on the plateau, the Empire's been destroying my family. My mom and pa are from AFL originally, and the area they're from, Rubbleshire, was not lost to the Empire. Me grandfather, me ma's father, was killed for refusing to destroy his great-grandfather's altar to Freyr. He weren't a priest, he weren't a cleric of any sort, it was just... He's a farmer. He was built to... It's supposed to be good luck. You know, they use it as a sideboard, they put dishes on it during feast. It wasn't a religious artifact, but because it depicted Freyr and not Balder, the census representatives that came by told we'd have to destroy it, and he wouldn't, and they burned him to make an example. So, sorry, I don't know why I just shared that. Just when I had what they thought were magical powers that they couldn't understand, my mom was very, very scared. Because they burned a man with none for daring to say no. So...
Well, from what I witnessed, something tells me if anybody tries to do that to you or anyone you care about within reach of you, I think they're going to come to regret it. I think
Not
they'd
for
come
long.
to regret it for all of you. Yeah, my point exactly.
I'm sorry, I've been very insensitive.
Oh, it's okay. I've had a lot of time to process what happened, and I've been able to do that with the knowledge of who I am, as well as finding others like me. It's been a lot of work, but it has really helped drive me through a lot of this. I've had purpose for the last 20 so years. So yeah, it's something I'm okay hearing.
Right, well, if you're fine with it then, so I need to take out the The Hallow Keeper. I've not the first idea how to do that. Much too strong. Look around to see if Mannix and Kira are within earshot. Say, best current plan is actually I'm just say this in her head, safer. Best current plan is to rally all the other nations against them and wage war, take over the empire, let the good people live, kill all the, masked folks. But that's more of a vague plan that I have no idea how to do, nor am I a general, nor am I a politician. Oh, I'm a fucking Smith. What am I doing? Oh.
You're saying that all in their heads?
In her head, yeah.
So
Yep.
the last thing I think I heard you say out loud was, I don't think I'm strong enough.
Something like that.
Haku notices you kind of drifting off. It's like, well, that's what we're here for. We got you, boo. You're in the middle of a conversation, but he doesn't know that.
It's fair. It's good. It startles her enough to knock her out of the incipient panic attack / existential crisis. Yeah, great.
Mannix replies back via telepathy. My dear, you're Smith. You're stronger than the rest of us combined.
Did I know he could fucking do that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Max
Yeah,
has
he's only done it a couple
occasionally
times.
done telepathy, but he does it very rarely.
Okay. Oh, fuck, I forgot you could do that. Jesus Christ.
I'll knock next time.
Right.
You have a goal, and you'll figure out how to get there or what you need to get there in time.
Well, a Pegasus would be a good fucking start.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I'll let you know if I come across one.
Yeah, right. That'll be like 1A on the vision board.
Well,
Does anyone, addressing the group at large, have any alcohol?
I should have grabbed some before we left. What was I thinking?
Vonari will very slowly raise her hand.
I've got something else. I've got fermented troll leaf, if you'd prefer. If
What does
you're
that do?
looking for something fermented.
I mean, no, I don't. What the fuck does that
troll
do?
leaf that I've been told is quite sticky. I've heard tales.
I have
said leaf.
some. It's a little potent, but I have a fair amount of honey wine.
Mead.
Yeah.
Heck.
I mean,
Me
if you
too.
prefer, I also have just some pure grain alcohol.
Oh. Well, the mead's the lesser of two evils. It's generous of you to share.
Yeah, she lives in a shack in the middle of the woods. Mead and moonshine are about your options here.
Every Jamie character has a through line of thinking mead is gross.
And she will bring out some. She basically hands out some bottles of mead. You see, all the bottles are very just mismatch in shape and size. Clearly, these are ones that she has just kind of found, cleaned up, and used for bottling. And anyone who wants to will have their own bottle of mead they can consume.
I definitely take one.
I'll take some mead. That sounds lovely.
Mannix
Surprised we're not
takes
having
two.
mead right now.
Mannix,
Mead and
make a
mead.
Mannix, please make a Constitution saving throw.
No. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yes.
So, I mean, you still
What's
get
it with this group and not 20s on drinking? Well, drinking saving throws specifically.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, you will still get nicely intoxicated from it. It's just when we get to the next morning when you wake up, Mannix, when we get there, you will find no hangover whatsoever. You will not be able to believe how good you feel, but that'll be when we get there. But
No, that's a bad thing. That's not great because
Yeah,
that's going to mean the next time meat is on the table, he's going to go to town.
Oh,
I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah,
I can.
anything for the rest of you all before bedtime?
I would.
I mean, if I've... Oh, go ahead.
Actually, it involves you. Kira, when we're getting into more like, we're just kind of talking, but not really doing anything more specific than Siobhan learning who she is, Kira would walk up to Pohaku. I was gonna just do some practice, just like doing my regular sword training, if you want to join me.
Okay. I'd be happy to.
I'm fine. I'm a pilot.
I'm a pilot.
I love you, man. I love you.
I love you too, Pohaku.
A big hug.
Yeah, and that's it. I just wanted to train with Pohaku. That was it.
And
At some point before... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I would say you guys, kind of drunkenly train for a bit, and Pahaku, you find that even though you're inebriated, just because of your skills with blade saw, you're able to sort of drunken master your movements. you can tell you're nowhere near as efficient as you would be, but you're not completely useless.
I don't know what it is you've done to me. I have never felt more efficient on the battlefield than I do right now.
Yeah.
I love you, man. I love you, man.
You're the best.
Adorable.
You really are the best, Pohaku.
Yeah.
And then, Pahaku, what did you have for yourself before the day ended?
Just as he is, if we're getting ready to kind of pass out for the night, he'll find definitely a place outside. And just as he's starting to drift off, he will cast Sending again. And this time it's going to Morati, who is his best friend back at the Branch Mothers. And he's just, what's up? I love you, man. And I'm going to introduce you to Garnet and Kira. Oh, yeah, we're real close. We'll be there in a day or two.
And it does not take long at all if we do your response. Kohaku freaking Kahu, I can't believe I am hearing your voice. You better not be shitting me on this. Can't wait to see you, my friend. Be well.
They reply back with another Sending. It's good to hear your voice too. I wouldn't do that to you, man. I love you, man. I love you, man. I'll be there soon.
Hey, Yushibat. I love you too, man.
Aww.
It'll be good to see you.
Ohaku goes to sleep with a smile on his face.
And one by one, you all pass out, reaching sleep. Kira,
Mm-hmm.
as you are sleeping, you find yourself in this endless, floating dreamscape.
All right.
And looking about, it takes you a moment before anything comes into any sort of clarity. But you see an individual standing before you, and it only takes you a moment to recognize him as you see the shape of Castian standing there in the dream.
Mhm.
Kira, I suppose you probably have some questions and frustrations for me. I figured it was best to talk, well, as close to face as we can get, son. How are you?
Tired. I ended up chasing a lead and sending Mannix back to Nova.
Make a deception check.
Yeah.
This is hot.
Let's see. What's my deception? I know it's real good. So that is a 24? Yeah, 24. I can do math.
I'm glad to hear he's getting back after everything that went down. I want to let you know, first and foremost, everything at Halia's bar is fine. Nothing in the establishment was touched.
Something happened to Halia's?
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I haven't heard from her since I last left Nova.
Make another deception check with disadvantage.
Did you say advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage on this one.
Fair enough. That's still not terrible. That's, what is math? 17.
Well, if you weren't there, I suppose important you know what happened. Some of the individuals you had been traveling with, as well as Swordall, had an altercation with some members of the census, and Swordall had to be taken in.
I mean, on what grounds?
Conspiracy. I know what he has meant to you, and what he meant to your father, and what he has meant to me and this entire organization, and I'm here to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry I kept some information from you that, well, frankly, I was afraid to tell you because I didn't want you running off on a fool's errand and getting yourself killed. But if I'm right about where you are, then the amount of danger you could be in is, well, it's not insignificant. And so it's important to me that you know what happened to your father.
Yes.
He was struck down by a former member of the Obsidian Covenant, a oathbreaker by the name of Gasparian. We were on assignment looking for Voveris Graham. That much is true. And it was believed that Gaspar knew her location. I urged Tyree not to meet with him alone. He did, and during what was supposed to be an exchange of information, he was betrayed, and Gaspar struck him down. The necrotic abilities of an Oathbreaker. Well, you can only imagine what that would do to a body. We did what we could to give him the burial he deserved, and we found ourselves unable to find Gaspar. It was recently learned that Sordal has been in league and in contact with Gaspar Rin, and he was brought in for questioning as to Rin's whereabouts and location.
We don't have a clue where. We don't have a clue where he is.
Somewhere in the Whispering Wood, but it could be anywhere. Place where the fucking trees themselves shift. You're in one place, and the next minute the place you were in is moved. No, we don't know where he is.
So, while I am watching his face while he is telling me this, can I get an insight on not necessarily if he's lying to me or not, because I am certain he is, at least Kira is certain he is lying to him, but more of if I can glean any kind of why from his face, which I know is a much tougher insight check. Like, why he's trying to use specifically this to try and get at me. And that is a 19.
Everything he's saying, it's coming off just very matter of fact.
Okay. He's using his goddamn official report voice with me, mother piece of shit. Well, I've got some things that I'm heading on and investigating that I still need to tie up myself, but if we do get any more information, I should know.
If you come across anything that could be of use, please let us know. I dispatched one of our best to the wood, just in case, a member of the Hallowed Regiment.
Shit.
Arban Thunderstep is very good at what he does, but he's not always the most observant. If you are in the wood, you're going to have a hard time getting home by the train. We've decommissioned the platform in the Verdant Sanctuary. Our thoughts are, if Sordal was trying to get himself and your allies into the Whispering Wood, we assume it was likely in or near a place where Rin might be.
Well,
if he's startled at all, we don't want his escape to be anything easy.
If there's a more official mission, I wouldn't mind being dispatched to it. I've still got a bit of, as I said, I've still got a few things to tie up myself before I'll be able to come back to Nova anytime soon. I was trying to get back for my birthday, but that's not looking like it's gonna happen. Oh, my new insignia. I haven't had the thought to send the letter, but since we're just here talking like this, if you could send that to Marshal Bicker to hold for me, because I'll be able to get to him before Nova.
Make another deception check.
I mean, it is true I'd be able to get to him before Nova.
That part of it is true, but
yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. I just want my badge. That's... God, I love this +7. That's a 22.
While the Marshal does not enjoy hearing from me, I can unquestionably have that delivered to Silent Gulch.
Thank you. It'd just be nice to. I mean, after weeding out some corruption, and I'd love to have the symbol of it.
If you do encounter Gasparin, I will have you know that you have full authority to eliminate him. Well, I shouldn't speak from a place of vengeance, but it should be you after all, shouldn't it?
There's nothing wrong with a little vengeance every once in a while.
Eliminate him, and as proof, bring back his axe.
If I can find him in the Whispering Wood, can do.
Thank you. I'm proud of you. You're becoming the man you were always destined to be. If you can hunt down and eliminate the man who killed Tyree, I can guarantee you will be already in line for promotion.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Be well, Kara. And watch out for bugs in the woods. And the dreamscape will fade.
Great, cool, great.
You will all awaken in the morning, having gotten a long rest. So, Pohaku's got his sending slots back, which I'm sure he'll happily use some more of.
Good morning, everyone. Guess who talked to me in a dream?
Oh, who was it this time?
An
Was it that-
interfering god or goddess?
No. No one that important.
Do you have Corey too?
That's me.
Fuck me.
That's
No. Also no.
Was it Auntie Halia?
Unfortunately, no, but at least now I know that probably this afternoon it will be safe to contact her.
Was it that young lady you were at the tea shop?
You shut the hell up right now.
Wait, what?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Anyway, it was Castian. He tried to directly lie to me. Told me to... So, remember Gaspard? Remember him?
Yeah,
Like-
that was just yesterday.
Cassie was trying
No
to
one's
use...
big like Gaspar. No one knows like Gaspar. No one can quite touch the tips of his toes like Gaspar.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
So,
Exactly that.
So
I'm familiar.
Castian tried to tell me that he was the one that betrayed and killed my father. Which, no. Which
Like-
also means, like, just A to B to Z here. If Cassian's trying to throw me off the scent like that, that most likely means that he's the one that did it. So that's fun. I'm going to murder the fuck out of him.
All right, I'm sorry. I missed you somewhere in the transition from B to Z. How do we know that? I mean, we know that he's a lion bastard, but how do we know that it wasn't the Oathbreaker?
Think about
I mean-
the timeline. Think about the timeline of it, because he told us when he broke his oath. Yeah.
Right.
And wouldn't that have been after my dad died?
No, it was still before.
Oh,
Because when he broke his oath, Emperor Vilmos was still on the throne.
Hmm.
He's been in
Right.
hiding for quite some time.
Okay, so that part doesn't match up. Okay, so I was wrong about the time, so that part doesn't match up. But there is no reason Castian would send me on a wild goose chase to kill someone unless it was a cover up.
Right, and what did I've forgotten his fucking name? Gaspar. What did Gaspar say?
About
He
which thing?
he had no, I'm sorry. No, I'm trying to trace it back. Gaspar told you where we could find what's her name? I'm
Volvorus.
Yeah,
keeping
Vovorus.
all of our. I'm sorry. I'm very distracted with my backstory right now.
Yeah, no,
The
100%. It's a lot.
the so he told us how to find Vovidus,
Mm-hmm.
and
Who
she's the
is-
one.
Yeah, she's the one that that my dad's entire squad was chasing. The
Right.
mission that they were on when he was killed.
Oh! But his story goes along with as if we're assuming that Sordal was in fact a traitor, which obviously he's not.
Yes,
So-
that was also a thing that he said, because he wanted to explain to me why Sordal was captured. Although I did directly lie to his face and say that I wasn't there, assuming that the disguise y'all, especially Garnet, helped me make actually did stand up. Which, when I said that I wasn't with y'all and I didn't know what was happening, he either played along or believed the lie.
Right. Okay. No. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Also, he
Okay.
was the one that sent the Hollow Guard or whatever their title is. Cassian's the one that
the Hallowed Regiment.
that sent the Hallowed Regiment here and shut down the train platform for sure.
How the fuck can they do that, by the way? How do they have jurisdiction in the Whispering Bloody Wood?
Because apparently they just do whatever the hell they want, and all of our laws and rules and regulations that we're supposed to be following, they just don't give a damn about.
Oh, right, I knew that. Sorry. I had too much mead, is what I think is happening now. I'm gonna start. Is there water? I have some tea.
Yes.
Well, there's tea and there's a nice, well, decent breakfast prepared.
Now, would you be
that'll-
needing tea for? I had 2 meads, and I haven't needed any coffee this morning at all.
And Mannix, you are pleasantly surprised that there is coffee available and coffee.
So my new plan for what we're doing, for what I would like to do, is gather some more information, talk to Gaspar. I personally want some time to train so that I can personally shove this sword as far up Castian's ass as possible.
Yours sounds reasonable compared to my goal, so
All goals are reasonable. It's merely a matter of perspective.
right.
So yeah. Big Mad.
I'm sorry. He is that. I'm gonna turn into Kira and then the other magic users to be like, is that a common thing that you can visit someone in their dream?
I mean, it's not an insignificant feat of magic, but it's not like bringing someone back to life after they've been dead for years.
Yeah, Kira, you would know that with the number of high-powered mages that Castian has connections to,
Mhm.
sure, one of them could probably cast a spell that would allow him to visit you in your dreams.
So yeah.
I'm sorry. That's terrifying.
It should be. But really, like it should be terrifying. But at this point, I am so mad at him that I don't think I'm capable of being scared.
Should Kohaku tell Gaspar?
That is a genius idea, Garnet. You are brilliant. Could you please?
What do you want me to say?
Just to let him know that Castian knows he's in the wood. Also tried to convince me to kill him because Castian's saying that he killed my dad. I think that's the important bullet points.
Gaspar should come away with the knowledge that he is being blamed for Tyree's death and that they know his approximate location.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you.
I'm not going to bother counting the words right now. So yeah, I will go ahead and reach down into the ground and send out some vibrations Gaspar's way. Castian knows you're in this area. He's blaming you for Tyree's death. Visited Kira in a dream last night. Be careful.
Good amount of time goes by, probably close to about 5 minutes before you get any sort of response. And it's just a very quiet, thanks for the warning.
So a minute goes by, Kira. I haven't heard anything back from him. And then in the midst of some panic, 5 minutes is up. Oh, he's fine.
Well, yeah. Well, that's all we really can do.
After providing you some food, Vonari is going to look to you all. No rush. Let me know when you want to be on your way, and I'll do the tree thing so we can get a bit closer.
I'm so ready. I really want to meet Pohaku's family, and I want to see all of his aunties love on Kira the way that Halia, does.
Here we go. And she will go and she will open a tree, and you all go through, and you see the portal open up in front of you, and you all kind of fall out onto the ground. As the tree you were coming out of, it's sort of on a slight hillside as she's picking herself up off the ground. Right. Sorry. Didn't think about the landing on that. Can I get someone to roll a d6 for me?
On it.
No.
on our way through, I do like grab Garnet as we're going through and like jump on her back as if I'm going to like piggyback on her back. Here we go.
What'd you get there, Nathan?
6.
All right.
That's the number of Bodaks we have to fight in a
Stop
tree.
putting that into the universe.
I'm going to say this right now. You might wish you were right in a second here.
3-inch Bodaks.
Yeah. Can I get you to... So if you look at the roll 20.
Son of a... All right.
So...
It's fine. This is fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Three T-Rexes.
This tree right here is the one you would have tumbled out of. So go ahead and position yourself about where you think you may have plopped out from that.
Oh, that's good.
So you all tumble out of the tree here, and as you start picking yourself up, you could hear this kind of whooshing sound about you, and quickly realize it's not the wind, and you see this large shadow go across the ground, two other smaller shadows near it, and then you hear this massive thundering roar, and jetting down near you, hovering only a few inches above the ground.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
You see
Why
yourself,
not?
this large black dragon, two wormlings in front of it, and I need you all to roll for initiative.
Cool.
Oh, I should have asked about that armor, shouldn't I?
So, as part of his morning preparations, Pohaku does make sure to tag Garnet with the why can I never remember the name of that spell? The thing that gives her the D8. Yeah.
Gift of Alacrity.
Gift of Alacrity. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So can I get 25 to 20 from y'all?
Oh dear.
20 to 15.
16.
16 for Reba. 15 to 10. 15 to Garnet. All right. 15 to 10.
13.
12.
The cleric is going first? What is happening?
She's not that kind of cleric.
7.
Also 7.
Jesus Christ.
I have advantage, and I have never rolled like above an 11 on initiative, I think.
Alrighty, so starting this all off, one of these wormlings, they are up first. And so... Okay, there we go. I can move it. It is starting here. It is going to fly on over down this way, and he's getting a little bit closer. There we go. Mannix, can I get you to please give me a dexterity saving throw?
I'm
Why did I always...
so happy if I could do that for you. How about a 10? No, 8. Sorry.
An 8 will not succeed as this dragon's mouth opens and it lets out this jet of acid that only just reaches you. You will take a total of 21 points of acid damage as it splashes over you. Oh, yes.
No, you're tripping balls.
Preferable.
It's now the adult dragon's turn.
But what if it wasn't?
I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw as it rears up and it spreads its wings, and in this instant you can feel yourself being quite nervous.
Sorry, what kind of save was that again?
Wisdom, please.
I assume this isn't magic.
It is not magic, as this is this dragon's frightful presence.
Does a 16 do it?
16, exactly what you needed.
Yes.
Ooh.
Pohaku and Garnet with the nat ones.
Pohaku and Garnet are both frightened of the dragon.
21!
Mannix, you succeed as you shake off would have been the fear from this. Reba, you're also fine as your benefactor is the goddess of death. You're not about to quake in your boots because of some fucking dragon. Kira and Siobhan, what'd you guys get?
Oh, dirty 20.
I also got 21.
All right, so Kira and Siobhan, you guys are fine. So this dragon is going to... Yeah, we're going to fly right on over here. And...
Man.
Oh, what if we went... This is where you get that annoying thing with the DMs, just trying to see how many of you guys they can get in the line. Because...
He just used his breath weapon!
No, that was the little one.
That was the little
This is
one.
the big dragon.
Fuck a duck.
So I need Kira, Vonari, Pohaku Kahu, and Garnet to all make... I believe I said dexterity saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's dex save for you all.
Cool.
And so this is a disadvantage now.
It's a big dragon.
That's a big dragon.
No, that's disadvantage on ability checks, not saving throws.
Yeah, your saves are still fine.
So it's an 18 for me.
18, so you will take half damage from this.
Cool.
Natural 20, 24.
Half damage.
Mm-hmm. 9.
9?
9.
It's gonna be full damage.
Except that was Dex, right?
Yes.
Rogue
Ooh.
evasion, baby.
Are we at that level?
Gee.
Yeah, I
I
just got
think
it.
so. Oh.
Nice.
Yes. That saved my bacon so many times.
Alrighty. So everyone's taking half damage, it sounds like?
Yes.
That's good, because I rolled out of my mind on this. Normally you would take 61 points of acid damage, but that will be halved to 30 points of acid damage apiece.
Oh dear.
Except for my D8, which fell on the floor, but I just found that. Vonari would have taken full, but thanks to her armor, she is only taking half damage.
Cool.
And the dragon will start by flying to there, and then we'll fly over to here. That is its turn. Now that brings it to Reba. You are up, and Garnet is on deck as this dragon just flies over all of you, spraying out this jet of acid over a large amount of your allies. Reba, what do you want to do?
So I'm going to go ahead and cast a 3rd level spiritual weapon. All bonus action. I would like to position it. Let's see. Let me just make sure I've got. Yeah, everything is within reach. I will go ahead and position it right now. Here. Right by this little guy.
I'm going to make Furby your spiritual weapon.
Yay!
Yay! Oh.
And then I can attack. Where's my
Yep, you make an attack right away.
20? Oh, there it is. Oh, good. That's a 9.
9
No.
will not hit. As your spiritual weapon, the dog paw swings out, and it just scrapes off of the scales of this dragon wormling. Even though it's small, it is quite sturdy. Anything for your action?
Yes, for my action, I would like to go ahead and test out the wisdom of these dragons and cast Toll the Dead.
Ooh, which one are you casting Toll the Dead on?
I'm gonna try it on the big guy and see how good his wisdom is. So DC 15.
14. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Six.
So after the spiritual weapon was able to do damage, you look up at the large one, reaching out with your magic, and these dolorous sounds going off in its head. You can just see it wince in pain and just looks down at you, very displeased with what you have
That makes sense.
just
Wow.
done. But that is all right. Let's see here.
With displeasure, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to get too clumped, so I think I'm gonna just back up here.
Sounds good.
Actually,
Garnet, you are up.
Okay.
And you are frightened.
Yep. And I'm gonna think murderous thoughts with my psychic daggers at this little one here.
Love it.
I believe that's a disadvantage because the big one's still in my line of sight.
Yes, it very much is.
That's fine. Do, do, do. Pegasus. Okay. Well, 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits. Go ahead and give me damage, please.
And no one's in because that's just a spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah, it's just a spiritual weapon there, so
Okay.
no sneak
So that's
attack.
only 10. Only 10 damage.
So you send out the psychic blade. You could definitely tell that there was some damage done as this wormling cries out in pain. So definitely successful.
Then I would like to use my movement to come backwards and up the tree.
Okay. There's enough branches that I'm not going to make you roll for anything to scamper up there. Plus, you're afraid, and a creature, when it's afraid, they can climb trees like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and then bonus action to hide.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
18. Let me know if I need to add the D8.
You feel like you may want to, as that big dragon's, you're going to sense it's very perceptive.
So that makes it 22.
22? We'll see how that plays out. That makes it the other dragon
Can
wormling's
I
turn.
write on something real quick? I misread the spiritual weapon spell. It does extra damage if it's
Level?
slot levels. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I
you
just
can.
have a second
Did you want us
spell?
to make it a second level or make it a fourth?
I would love to make it a second level.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that.
Great. No damage was done already, so.
Okay, yeah. So this one is going to fly right on over here. And Reba, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Yup. Dexterity. What clerics do best. That falling off. How's the 10 sound?
10 is unfortunately not successful, as you are going to take 22 points of acid damage as it just unloads this stream of breath over you. That is its turn, which means Siobhan Finnegan, you are up, and Bohaku is going to be on deck.
Okay, how far off the ground is the big dragon?
The big one's not far off. It's hovering about 5, maybe 10 feet off the ground.
So what you're saying is I could reach it with my glaive.
Absolutely.
All right. Bonus action, I would like to rage.
Yeah, you would.
There it is. And yeah, you get to do that pounce along with it.
Uh-huh. And so with the instinctive pounce, I have enough. Oh yeah, I had enough movement to get there anyway. All right, so Rajay, go charging up. I guess I'll have to get right on it if it's 10 feet in the air, and reckless attack, because we're just going fucking big here.
Love it. Yeah, so you bound on up there and go ahead and make those attacks with your glaive.
Shit. The first one's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit. Go ahead and give me damage for that, please.
Okay. Sweet. 15 points of damage.
50. So you swing upwards with the glaive, sinking into this creature's body. Damage definitely being done. Go ahead and give me your second attack, please.
I rolled 16s on both of them, so that's a 16 plus 8, 20.
Oh, yeah.
4 to
that
hit.
hits. Go ahead and give me damage.
Cocked. Oh, it's a 2. That sucks. 2 plus 7. 9. 9 points of damage.
Still, as the second strike comes into the dragon's body, these 2 hits on it, it roars out with pain and just looks down at you, Siobhan. I haven't had tough meat in a while.
I'm gonna say I'm not scared for some reason because I'm too angry to be scared.
You are.
Oh, and yeah, the spirit guardian, or not the spirit guardians, but
Yeah, your ancestral energy coming out and just.
ancestral guardian. Yep, you and me, motherfucker.
Alrighty, so that means.
Sorry, Irish. You and me, motherfucker.
All right, Pohaku, you are up.
Just hits different.
Okay. So I am going to first of all spend my bonus action to start dancing around, entering Blade Song, and then looking around. It's like, man, just none of this is good. And he is then going to cast. Hey, Shaban, duck. Oh, can I? Oh, I think I can. Can I get them both?
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, that's both.
Oh,
Cool. All right. So Kira also duck, and yeah, the earth ball. So the spears jut up out of the ground. I need them both to make dex saves, which they will probably make. It's just a dex of 13.
They do both succeed.
Yeah. Oh my God. I rolled so many ones on that. That was terrible. Wow. What is that? That is out of 8d6. That is 6 ones.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's even more than that. I don't know. Whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, that's terrible. But so they're going to take 7 points of damage.
One for each 1-year-old.
Pretty much. Oh, and I realized I actually hit the button on the 4th level. That was only supposed to be the 3rd level there. So it's actually, we'll take off that last one, which was the 5. So the last one was a 5 there. So instead of 8d6, it should have been.
Oh my God.
Yeah, instead of the 96, it should only be the 8. So it's 10 points total. So 8d6 gets me 10 points of damage. They take 5.
Great.
Oh, no.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah, Pohaku, you find yourself so focused on trying to make sure that none of your allies are hit by this, and that combined with the fear of the dragon throwing it out there, just only the absolute edge of this spell is hitting them. Small damage done, but you were just so focused on not wanting to hurt any of your allies.
7 ones on 8d6.
7
That
ones.
is
That is a nightmare.
just
That is a
7 ones and a
statistical
3.
anomaly.
So concerned about hurting his teammates that he just didn't hurt anybody.
No.
You angered the dice gods there, apparently.
Wow.
Oh, Garnet,
Wow.
I forgot. You can make that wisdom saving throw against fear again. You're supposed to make it again at the end of your turn. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, can I do that as well then?
Yes, both of you, please.
12.
You are still afraid, Garnet.
Yeah, 11 for Pohawk. So.
That's enough in digital dice.
Yeah, it's like the time we're like, all right, you know what? Let's get to the tactile stuff up here. That is going to bring it to Vonari, who, seeing what you all are dealing with, these. Do I have this here? Yes, there it is. You will see as Vonari is replaced by an earth elemental.
Oh.
She's going to bonus action spend 2 uses of wild shape. And she's going to go charging up to this dragon wormling right here. So the earth elemental gets 2 slam attacks. I believe they both hit. Let's just do a... No, the second one will miss, but the first one does hit. So...
That is. There we go. That will be a total of 16 points of bludgeoning damage to that dragon wormling as you see this. He'll charge up, throw a big fist into the side of it, and damage definitely done. At the end of that, the adult dragon is going to use one of its legendary actions to do a tail attack on you, Siobhan. That'll be at advantage since you did reckless attack.
Yep.
That's
Actually, I'm going to say it's not, using my reaction.
Okay, that's still 1,000,000 to hit. So,
Damn!
Siobhan, you will take 16 points of bludgeoning damage, half to 8, as its tail lashes out and strikes into you, and you just kind of shrug it off, being the big, powerful barbarian badass that you are.
Excuse me, apparently I'm a Valkyrie. Thank you very much.
Exactly. That means, Kira, you are up. Mannix is on deck.
Cool. So I spent most of the beginning of combat looking for enough dice to do this.
Ooh!
So
I like the sound of it.
I'm gonna run over here. And I need both this little wormling and the big dragon to give me a dexterity saving throw as I'm going to cast a 4th level lightning bolt. Because and I'm using a sorcery point to quicken this as well.
Yes.
Love it. The wormling got a natural 20.
Boo.
Big boy failed. He only got a total of 10.
Wow. Okay. Well, let me get out all 9 of these d6s. 3 of them are 6s, so balance for Pohaku. 18, 19, 20. I only found 8, so 1 more. So, 35 points of lightning damage.
Alright, so that's going to be... that's a fucking damage. That'll be half to 17 on the little one. But the big one takes the full 35 as you charge over, building up this lightning bolt spell, and you send it outward, the small one sort of dodging out of the way, but the much larger one clearly focused on Siobhan as her ancestral guardian energy is tethered around it, and too late to dodge, you watch as his head just over in your direction is hit by this massive arcing bolt of lightning tearing through it.
So that's my bonus action. With the rest of my movement, I'd like to slide up to this wormling, and with my action, hit it with Icebound Blade.
Yeah, make an attack roll.
So that is a 19 to hit.
That will hit. Give me damage, please.
Alright. So that's gonna be... 8 points of piercing, 1 point of lightning, and 8 points of cold.
And so after sending out this arc of lightning, you're watching as the wormling, it's kind of struggling, trying to get its bearings, and you charge over and stab your blade right through the throat of it. You feel it convulse a few times before it slumps completely to the ground, as that one is no longer a threat. Well done with that turn, Kira.
Look up to the dragon. Siobhan's been teaching me how to rage.
Yeah, she has.
End of your turn, the dragon is going to use another legendary action. It's going to detect to try and make a perception check to ascertain where you went, Garnet, because it noticed that you scampered up into that tree, and it kind of lost sight of you. What did you roll total with that?
Total was 22.
22. Let's see here. Ooh. Even with that 22, you see where its eyes peer right where you're at. It's like, there you are.
I'm not the threat.
That is going to bring it to Mannix's turn.
Oh no. Um,
And just use his turn to find her?
Legendary
Legendary
action.
action.
Oh, right. Forgot. Balls.
I don't like either one of those. You know what? Let's just do some Eldritch Blast at Big Ugly the Black Dragon over there. Let's see how that goes.
All right,
Can't
make
go
some attack rolls, please.
super poorly. All right, we've got 23,
23 will hit.
26.
Both of those will hit. Go and give me some damage for those.
Ooh, 26.
Nice. And so, yeah, Mannix, you seeing how like one of the wormlings has fallen. Siobhan very clearly having this big one's focus, throwing your 2 blasts of Eldritch energy at it. This thing being, the size of a small shack, not difficult to hit, but knowing a dragon's physiology, you know that it's not about just hitting them, it's where you hit them. And you're kind of hitting in sort of the soft area where the neck meets the chest, and you can kind of hear it just sort of choke on its own air for a moment as this force damage rattles through its body. Anything for your movement or bonus action? Alrighty, so then after Mannix is done, top of the round, that brings it to the wormling that is still standing. Mannix, it didn't like what you did so much there. It's going to come right on over to you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's coming to be friends, and it's going to try and bite you, because it doesn't have its acid breath right now. That is a natural 20.
Noah!
Ooh, that's a absolute abysmal for the roll. So you take a whole 6 points of piercing damage, and then 4 points of acid damage as I roll next to minimum on that crit. So I feel your pain, Phoenix. I feel your pain on bad rolls for.
All right, well, I'm going to use my reaction to Hellish Rebuke.
That's a dex save, right?
Correct.
That's a natural 1 on the save. So go and give me some damage.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, that's some D10 right there. And well, that's poor. 11.
See, as these teeth sink into you, you just
3
react.
ones.
Ones are kind of everywhere on some of those
That
damage
hurts.
rolls. You send this arcane energy back through it. You can see the flames singe its body as its mouth very quickly comes off of you. At the end of its turn, let's see if it gets its breath weapon back. No, that one does not get its breath weapon back.
Good.
That is going to bring it to the big one. Well, it's right up there in melee with you, Siobhan, and you've done those reckless attacks. So
I think I'm going to enjoy this.
it is
Can
going
you
to
use
do
my
its-
reaction to make at least the first one not at advantage?
Yes, because you've had
Yep,
your turn
I've had
since
my
you
turn
did that,
again.
didn't you?
Yep.
Thank you.
So it is going to first the bite, so be just a normal attack. Is a 25 to hit.
Son
And
of
then
a...
the 2 claws is a 26 to hit and 26 to hit.
Why do I even bother?
So for the bite, it would first be 16 points of piercing damage, halved to 8 because you're raging, plus a full 1 point of acid damage. That was abysmal. And then for the claws, first one is 15 points of slashing damage, halved to 7. And the second claw is 12 points of slashing damage, halved to 6. You watch this dragon just biting down on Siobhan, then raining down with its claws as sure damage being done, but Siobhan just shirking off just an inhuman amount of this damage through her barbarian rage. And Siobhan, you continually just have your glaive pointed right at it, your ancestral guardian energy still tethered to it. Let's see if it gets its breath weapon back. That is a 6. And you watch as these 2 sacs in its throat swell up as it looks like it's ready to spew more acid. Its turn is done. Reba, you are up. Garnet, you're on deck.
Fantastic. Reba's gonna move so that she's just within 15 feet of the dragon. I think that's. Let me just.
Yeah, you'd be good right there.
Yes, I'm going to. Yeah. And then she's going to go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians. So an affected creature's speed is halved in the area. They flit around me within 15 feet. And when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn. So I guess damage is going to have to wait till the dragon's turn, yes?
Yeah, it's on the dragon's turn.
Okay. And then bonus action, I would like to move my spiritual weapon and attack. So I can move it 20 feet. Let me just make sure that's kosher. Yep, that's kosher. So I would like to move Furby over here.
Love it. Attack roll.
Yep. Ah! Alright, I'll be doing the attack roll on my computer since I just lost my dice under my chair.
Oh no, digital dice have not been good for us.
Oh, but this one is. I got a 19 plus 7. I got a 26.
19 definitely hits. Give me that damage, please.
Great. Let's see if I can keep this dice from running away from me. Alright, that's going to be 10.
Very nice. Yeah, as you bring your spiritual weapon heavily into this this wormling, crushing into it, you can see that it coughs a little bile out of its mouth, as it's definitely quite badly hurting from that. Well done.
Lovely. That is my turn.
Alrighty. End of your turn. It is going to, this will be at disadvantage because of Siobhan's ancestral guardian thing. It's used a legendary action to try and tail whip you, Reba, because if you're within 15 for your guardians, you're within 15 feet of its tail whip. Let's see here. The lower roll. Reba does a 16 hit.
My armor class is 16.
No.
Alrighty, so that is going to be 15 points of bludgeoning damage from the tail. I need you to make a concentration check for your spirit guardians.
So, wisdom saving throw.
It's a constitution saving throw for that.
Constitution saving throw, thank you. I always think it's wisdom because everything I do is wind. 13.
13, you're fine on that. And so its tail comes out, colliding with you. It definitely hurts, but you stay focused, keeping your spirit guardians out there. And that would bring it to Garnet. You are up. And then Siobhan, you'll be on deck after Garnet.
So I wasn't hidden from the big one. Was I hidden from the little one?
You were definitely hidden from the little one.
So can I attack that one straight up then, not at disadvantage?
Sure can.
That was a natural 20.
Yes!
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an obscene amount of psychic damage, please.
An obese amount of psychic damage.
This damage brought to you by Tanya being absolutely fucking amazing.
Absolute clutch.
45.
Jesus.
So you can tell that the big dragon can see you, and you're still a bit scared of it. You're not kind of want to deal with that, but you look down at the small one, It's paying no attention to you. You throw your psychic dagger out, and it connects right with its head, and you just watch its whole body begins to convulse, and it falls to the ground. You can see the small trickle of blood come out of the ear. While your daggers don't normally draw blood or leave wounds, you scrambled its brain so hardcore that it's now dripping brain omelet out of the ear.
Okay. And then I'd like to keep moving through the tree and away from the thing that I am fucking scared of.
Yeah, absolutely. And then at the end of your turn, you can give me another one of those wisdom saving throws.
And I'm going to try to hide again.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
27?
You feel very hidden this time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you feel very good about that one.
Who?
At the end of your turn, before Siobhan's turn, it's going to make another tail whip at you, Reba. As... Ooh.
16 on the wisdom saving throw.
16 is exactly what you needed as you shirk off this fear effect. Be glad for that disadvantage, Reba. That would have been a natural 20, but instead I got a 17.
Cool. I would have canceled the nat 20 anyways.
That's true. You would have, because you're a bastard.
And a scoundrel.
You are. That is
Yes.
23 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail crashes down across you.
Oh,
I use my spirit shield to reduce that by 2d6.
thank you so much. I would have been
Yeah.
down.
I only was able to reduce 4 damage.
That's okay. I'm standing.
Woo!
Alrighty, so this tail crashes down across you, and just as it's about to hit you, you watch as Siobhan reaches out with one of her hands, and some of the tendrils of energy that are grabbing onto the dragon reach out and slow the tail as it connects with you. I do need a concentration check, though, for that spell.
Yeah, no doubt. About 16.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. As this hits you, and you just spit some blood to the ground, and you don't really care. That brings it to Siobhan Finnegan. You are up, and you are in the face of this black dragon.
Right, so I yell at it, "Hey, you're dealing with me!" And I'm going to once again recklessly attack.
Give me some attack rolls, please.
Uh-oh. That's 19 to hit.
19 just hits.
Okay. 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. You swing your glaive up into its body once again. Second attack roll, please.
Sorry. It paused on the 20 and then fell over to the 2. It's 23 to hit.
All right, still hits. So go give me some more damage, please.
Nice. 16 points of damage.
Nice. So again, you see these attacks going to some of your other allies, shouting out that you're the problem to deal with, throwing these attacks up into it with your glaive. Give me an intimidation check, please.
Oh, I'm great at these.
You can use your strength mod instead of your charisma if you'd like, because you're showing just your feat here in battle and just with your rage and everything. I would allow this to be using strength in place of charisma.
24.
And as you do that, hitting with your blade, you watch as the dragon just turns its gaze down on you. My name will be remembered for eternity, but this is where you will be forgotten.
So I guess I didn't intimidate it.
Oh no, you told it to deal with you. I'm sort of doing intimidation as you want to be the focus of its battle. This is you calling it out. You called down the thunder. You got it.
Do I have time to respond to it?
Sure.
My name is Vitara, but you won't remember it for long.
Very nice. Pohaku, you're up.
So Reba's looking real rough, I take it?
Yeah. Yeah, she's got a grand total of 3 hit points.
Okay, so yeah, then I definitely do know what I'm doing here. Let me just check the range on this. Make sure. Yeah, 60 feet, no problem. I'm going to turn behind me. I don't know quite where Garnet went, but I just call out, "Hey, Garnet, you told me to learn some new tricks." And then I call out to Reba, "Sorry about the Guardians. Go ape." And I cast polymorph and turn you into a giant ape. You are now a huge creature the same size as the dragon.
Yo!
Twisted King Kong!
Shit on me.
Wait, does
We're having kaiju battle!
would that take away the Guardians?
No, I think she can
I
still
don't
hold
think-
concentration.
She's a monkey now.
Yeah, you are a giant monkey that does not have spellcasting abilities. So
Pegasus already been cast. Monkeys can have concentration.
I mean, you got 157 hit points now.
It's a concentrated monkey.
okay, you have the mental scores of this creature. Go ahead and tell me what the wisdom score of the monkey is, and I'll tell you whether or not you
It
still
is a
have-
12.
It is a 12. Yeah, you do not have a spiritual weapon or spirit guardians out there anymore. However, you have a crap load of hit points, and if you pull up the giant ape stat block, you'll see that this battle is about to get real different and real interesting, and I'm so excited for this.
I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you for this gift.
I think the spiritual weapon, because that's not concentration.
Well, that's true. The spiritual weapon would
So-
stay out there.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just kind of, still kind of quaking from being afraid of this dragon and covered in
No,
acid.
Spirit Guardian stays.
Oh, it does.
Being polymorph doesn't break your concentration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still have spirit. What do your spirit guardians look like in this instance?
What do they look like now?
Yeah, like, actually, yeah. What do they look like as you become this giant monkey?
As I become this giant monkey, I think my guardians become other giant monkeys that are obsessively picking, like doing the flea picking motion, that grooming, like that's their attack.
Amazing.
Just like these
Amazing.
giant ants slamming in and just ripping scales off, sort of, when they attack.
Love it.
Like
Love
the
it. So
full-
yeah, this happens. You are now a giant monkey. Anything else for your turn, Bahaku, before you make that wisdom saving throw for me?
Let's see. I mean, there's a whole bunch of us clumped up together, which doesn't seem optimal. So he is going to, he's going to go ahead and just run this way, try to create some separation here, and we'll run to there. But yeah, as far as a bonus action, don't think there's anything else for him.
That
But
is
as he runs across, he is just kind of laughing madly as this monkey erupts from where Reba once stood.
So, yeah, you all now
Really
see your
funny.
half-orc ally is now a giant ape. Kira, you're up, and Mannix, you're on deck.
Yeah. So that's funny and changes everything I was gonna do with my turn. That's cool. Then Kira's just gonna run up this way. And then look at this dragon and your name can't live on because none of us know it. None of us care. And then I'm gonna cast Sleet Storm on it.
Ooh.
All right, what's the save on that?
That is a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, natural 18.
Okay. Well, it still takes the damage. And 40-foot radius, like, around and behind it, so that it's not hitting Siobhan, is difficult terrain.
Love it, love it, love it. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Yeah. Where is it?
Oh my god. The embiggened Reba is just so happy making.
I don't think it actually deals damage.
Okay, so yeah, the sleet storm goes out, and the terrain is difficult behind it, but you see that the dragon just kind of sinks its claws sort of in the branches and boughs, the trees around it, just holding on.
Yeah.
tightly, and it sneers in your direction. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's all.
All right, Mannix, you are up.
Just hucking some blasts of eldritch goodness.
All right, give me some attacks.
19.
19 just hits.
And 24.
All right, those will both hit. Give me damage, please.
That's all right. 19.
19 points of damage. So you hurl out these two blasts of eldritch energy colliding with the dragon's body. It's definitely hurting, and you can see it's starting to take some wear and tear on its body from that at this point. Anything else for your turn?
Nothing else for me, and I'll be right back.
Alrighty. That is going to bring it to the dragon's turn. It is going to swing around, right about here. Yeah, that looks...
Can it take its damage first?
Oh yeah, what's the save on your Spirit Guardians? Doesn't matter. Natural 18. Made the save, so I believe it'll be half damage.
Alright. Well, let me tell you what half of 3d8 looks like. 13 half to 6.
These flea-picking monkeys reach out, trying to pull a scale off. One gets a hold of the scale, and it tugs a little bit. The dragon shirks out. And since it has its breath weapon back, I'm going to need Siobhan Finnegan and the giant ape Reba Raka to please make dexterity saving throws for me.
Well, I have much better dexterity as an ape than as a half-orc. Still not great, though. That's a 12.
12 will fail. You'll be taking full damage from this.
Okay.
I don't have danger sense yet, do I?
Oh, yeah, you do. You should have advantage on dexterity saving throws from things that you can see. You get that like level 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, terrible, though. That's an 11. It's a lot of dice, I'm hearing.
It took a minute to find all the d8s I needed for this.
Mm-mm.
This is,
That's my gimmick, this fight.
I know, so... Okay. It's 10... 20... 40... Is 55 points of acid damage, both to Siobhan and Reba, as it just sends out this long line of acid, completely covering both you, Siobhan, and giant monkey Reba.
Siobhan is down.
I can't help you with that.
I know.
I can once we get to my turn.
Sick. Well,
That's
that's
kind.
the end of the dragon's turn. That makes it your turn, Reba. You're a big, angry monkey, and you just saw your best friend get covered by this acid from this dragon. What do you want to do about it?
Reba, angry! Reba, smash!
And you all just as just King Kong Reba. Give me some attack rolls, Reba.
Fantastic.
Just
So
laughter
I'm going to be
coming
doing a
from-
multi-attack.
From my tree.
That's cool.
How many attacks do you get? Is it just the two?
2 fist attacks, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I know those hit hard. Give
Yes.
me some attack rolls.
So I've got the first one is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 will hit. Give me the second attack roll.
Lovely. The second one is going to be a 24 to hit.
Both hit. Give me that damage, please. As this
Great.
giant ape just comes up and just swings 2 fists right in the body of this dragon.
All right. These are yes. 6. So the first one hits for 14 points of damage. The second one is going to hit for 17 points of damage.
Nice. So these two massive shots going into it, and you feel like on the second punch, you think you felt a rib break underneath it as the dragon roars out in pain. It definitely did not enjoy that.
Good. I also am going to use a bonus action to move the spiritual weapon. I can't move it all the way, but I can move it 20 feet. So that's better than nothing. I'll just get it a little closer. Let me... Yes, right there. So I'm going to move it. Right. It's not going. There.
Alrighty. End of your turn, it's going to use legendary action to make a tail attack on you, Reba, because you're big angry monkey in its face.
Oh.
That is going to be a 28 to hit.
That will hit, yes.
And you will take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this tail comes down
That's
across your body.
adorable.
And that brings it to Garnet. Siobhan, you're on deck after Garnet.
Do I need to make a concentration check for the...
Oh, you need to make a concentration check for your Spirit Guardian.
For the Spirit Guardians.
Because
Yes.
that's Haku.
Yes,
Yeah.
but for the Spirit Guardians. And then it was like, what, 53 points of damage?
Yes, so you gotta make a concentration check for that.
What would I have to reach for that?
What, 26, 27?
Yeah, what's your Constitution saving throw, Molly?
I don't think it's possible. My con is +4.
It's not possible. The Spirit Guardians fade from the acid damage.
Okay.
All right, so Garnet, you are up.
Garnet really appreciates the dragon moved within 60 feet of her, so she doesn't have to move. And can take this at advantage because she was hitting.
You absolutely can. It has no idea where you are.
Okay, excellent. I think that's a 26 to hit. Yep.
That's definitely going to hit. Go ahead and give me damage, please. All that beautiful sneak attack.
19 points of damage.
19 points of damage as your psychic dagger collides with this dragon, significantly damaging it. Anything else for your turn?
Bonus action to hide.
All right, give me a stealth check on that.
22.
You feel just fine as this dragon is very focused. You can see its eyes widen with the damage it's taken. At the end of your turn, it is going to spend 2 legendary actions to use a wing attack. Siobhan, you're unconscious. You automatically fail the dexterity saving throw. Reba, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
15.
15 will not succeed. So you are going to take... Reba, you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Sure.
And you're knocked prone. And Siobhan, that's a melee attack. That's... Well, no. That's not an attack roll. So that is 1 failed death save on you. Because this can't crit. So it's not 2 failed death saves. And after it finishes that, the dragon is able to move up to half its fly speed. What is its fly speed? This.
It is still moving through rough terrain because it'd still be in the snow for a bit.
Okay.
Because I think the least it can move and get away, if it moves directly down, it would still be losing an extra like 10 feet, which doesn't mean much for a dragon's fly speed.
Now, it's going to move down to there to get out of the rough terrain. Siobhan, I need you to make a death saving throw for me, please.
Woo! That's another fail.
Alrighty. That is going to bring it to Pohaku. You are up. You are focusing on this polymorph. Siobhan is down. What do you got?
Yeah, I am going to let me just make sure distance. Yep. So the dragon got a whole bunch closer to him, and he is just kind of still frightened and is just kind of trying to clear his mind. And he just kind of mutters under his breath, "Not my day for this. Still have to deal with her." And he's going to cast Wither and Bloom. There's no enemies to make the save against, but you just watch as all of the kind of trees and flowers that are near Siobhan just all kind of burst into full bloom, and you get to roll a hit die, and you get that many hit points back.
It's exciting.
Nice.
Wither and bloom. What a spell.
Whatever. I forget what my fucking hit die is. It's
It's D12,
D12.
You're barbarian.
oh, obviously, yeah. Come on, big money, no whammies. It's a 7. Just
Nice.
considerably better than the 2 failed death saves I was currently at.
And
It does cost you that hit die, but yeah.
That's fair.
Does she get to add her con mod to that, or is it just the die roll?
Pardon. Regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus my spell casting ability mod,
Ooh.
which is only a +2. So take 2 more.
So 9
Nice.
points of healing. So, yeah, and Siobhan, all of a sudden, you just take this deep breath in, and you are conscious. You are laying on your back. You are prone. You are conscious.
That was
All right.
action. Don't really have much in the way of bonus actions here. Let's see. Don't want to. Okay, I'll just move a little bit. I think if I go to oh shit, because I can't get any closer, but I'm trying to keep us spread out as much as I can. I think if I angle myself down that way, I should be able to move without getting any closer to her. And yeah, he'll just hunker down, trying to keep some distance there, and we'll see if he's finally able to break that fear effect.
Yeah, make that save.
No, still nothing.
So
No,
great. That'll bring it to Vonari's turn. She's just going to. She's just going to double dash to try and close the distance on the dragon. She doesn't want to waste her elemental wild shape. Kira, you are up. Then Manix, you're on deck.
All right. Here's going to step down.
Well, I just realized I do have inspiration. I'm going to go ahead and use that inspiration, see if I can break out of that.
Love it.
Nope. That is much of that's even worse.
Some days you can't just not be afraid of a dragon. All right, Kira, what do you got for me?
Yeah, so I'm going to move down to there. I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to quicken this again, and I am going to throw a 3rd level chromatic orb of ice at this dragon.
I love it. Make an attack roll for me.
That is a 19.
19 just hits. Give me damage, please.
All right. Grabbing all the d8s. So that's... Nope, that's not math. 25 points of cold damage.
Nice. So you just fastball this chromatic orb hitting its body. You can see the rime forming over a large portion of its chest. It cries out in pain. This dragon is starting to look pretty freaking rough.
And I think I am just in range enough. I'm just barely in range enough to, with my action, shoot a ray of frost.
Love it. Make an attack roll.
God, stop getting stuck in the tower. I need to print a bigger tower. That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits. Give me that damage. This thing's looking pretty bad.
So that is going to be another 9 points of cold damage.
And so as it's just kind of catching its breath from the ice caking its body from that chromatic orb, it just turns your gaze to you. Its gaze to you. Just be aware of where that came from. And this almost like right into its eye, you get one of the rays of frost.
What's your
Mannix, what do you
fucking
got?
name, bud?
Eldritch Blast.
Make some attack rolls.
Ah, let's go.
And I've got a dog here. I'm 16.
16 will miss as you fire the Eldritch Blast, and it just kind of skips off one of its scales.
Yeah, and then a 10 definitely doesn't hit.
Definitely does not, as you aren't able to find quality purchase on that, but still a quality amount of damage done overall is going to brings it to the dragon's turn.
Oh dear.
You will all watch as it looks over all of you. The two large sacks in his throat where the acid was stored, swelling slightly, but not so large as when it was able to spray this over all of you. This is not the last time you will see the visage of Sanic. And it is going to double dash, fly in the opposite direction as fast as it can. This round is going to put 160 feet
150.
extra. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Ray of Frost, baby.
No, 140 because its speed
Oh,
is
that's
reduced by
true.
10.
Yeah.
So 140 more distance between all of you. Yeah.
My turn's next, yes?
Yes, it would be.
You said 140?
140 additional feet, yes.
Oh dear.
Great. So I'm gonna go. My speed is 40 feet. I give chase.
Okay.
And I throw a rock at it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Giant
That's just
Ape,
inside the range.
baby.
Yeah. So
It's the long range. But
it's the long range. Does that mean I do this with disadvantage?
I will
Sure
use my
do.
reaction to say no, you don't. It's just a flat roll.
Straight roll.
Straight roll, fantastic. In that case, how about a 24?
24 hits. Give me damage on this rock.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And stay away.
76 plus 6.
All right, this is going to take a little bit. 7, 10.
How?
Just to throw a rock? Oh, this is a boulder, right?
Yeah. It's a
Right,
boulder.
you watch as this giant ape just like lumbers up and just pulls this massive boulder out of the ground, just both hands. Donkey Kong barrel chucks this thing 100 feet through the air. It crashes and shatters across the back spine of this dragon.
This is us being tired of enemies getting away.
That's going to be 31 points of damage.
Massive amount of damage. It actually causes it to do a spin in the air. It's still.
Does it drop that bird? It doesn't drop that bird?
No, it does not.
Okay.
At the end of your turn, I will have it use 2 legendary actions to do its wing attack. So it kind of just beats its wings like in the air. Even though there's nothing there, it can still do it. And it can fly up to half of its flying speed. And
Boo.
for your Ray of Frost, that's until the end of its turn or until the beginning of your next
That's
turn?
until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay. That's because that's important for me to know on how much distance I can add to it. I don't know what you all are planning. I'm seeing how far away I can get from all
Yes.
of you.
I would. Garnet. What? Yes, Garnet. Yes, please.
I have a short bow, which can go up to 320,
Fuck yes.
and I
Drop that
believe
bird.
there's hidden, so this would also not be a disadvantage.
This would be a yeah. This is you make this. You were hidden.
No, that's a nat one.
Oh.
Oh,
You go in your excitement to load it, and just kind of the arrow bobbles out. You catch the arrow before it falls, and you realize
Let's see.
not
I don't
so
use
much.
those.
Do you have any inspiration?
I do. Yes. Oh, that's better. That's a 25.
That will hit.
I don't believe there's any sneak attack on this though.
Well, you were
There's not.
hidden, but yeah, you didn't have
I didn't
advantage.
have advantage.
Yeah, you didn't have advantage.
That is 7 total points of damage.
How you want to do this?
I would love if that was enough.
No, but you will all see just this. All of a sudden, none of you knew where Garnet was for the most part, and you see this arrow come flying out of this tree and just sailing through the air for a bit, and then stick into one of the dragon's back haunches. You can just hear it cry out in pain from that.
Now, how far at this point would he be from us?
Still
The
one.
dragon is currently 175 feet away.
From where
Because
it
we-
was.
Correct. From where it was. I'm leaving it on the map.
I would
where
be
it
able
was.
to hit it with another fireball, but I can't move closer to it. I'm still scared.
No, you can't. I'm guessing nothing for Siobhan's turn, because I don't think you have a way to hit a dragon that's almost about 200 feet from where you're at.
No.
So let's see. Let's do
Okay.
some math real
Wait, oh wait,
quick.
oh my god.
Are you messing with me, or do you actually
You
have
know?
something?
I do have something. If I think so, hold on. If I wait, no, because I would have to use. You said 200 feet. Yeah, I don't think I can get to in 120 feet of it in one turn. Yeah, there's no way for me to get.
Let's see. Your rage would have dropped when you.
You
Yeah, I mean-
your movement when you rage.
Yeah, I was like, but then I still have to stand up because I'm prone. So yeah, there's not
What is your movement total?
40 feet.
No, I think you
60.
could with your pounce, maybe.
Well, instinctive pounce is
Is it half your movement?
as part of the bonus action you take to enter your rage, you can move up to half your speed. But I still need to use half my movement to stand up. So I figured I
have
could
that
instinctive
movement.
pounce.
Yeah.
So it would give you your full movement essentially, which is going to put you just at 120 feet from it if you move up. If you rage.
In that case, I'm going to do that. All of that. And hurl a fucking javelin. And it'll be a disadvantage because it's at my... I don't think you can rage throw a javelin anyway. It's not
You cannot reckless attack from range. No.
It's a 21 to hit
Give me damage.
with no rage bonus.
No, you get your rage bonus because you're raging. This is a strength weapon. Or does it? I don't think your rage bonus is only to melee attacks. It's just you can't reckless attack.
Okay. Then it's 12.
Is it enough?
I'll do this.
Wait,
What? No.
wait. I hate to do this. I hate to do this so much. I was also prone and I didn't realize until Siobhan said. So I wouldn't have been able to go.
Your movement would have gotten you close enough to it
Because you were
with where it was.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
we
where
still would have been able to.
It
Yeah.
was away?
Your movement was enough.
Okay.
Siobhan, how do you want
Smokey.
to do this?
Thank you for asking. So, after you said, like, I suck in that breath of just, oh, okay, I'm awake, and I lay there just kind of getting my bearings for a second, figuring out what's happening. I gather that it's running like a bitch, and so I see, and my first thought is, yeah, good, that's nice, because I'm hurt. And then I see everybody else is going after it, and I'm like, yeah, right, let's give it something to remember me by. And it's not even like, I mean, basically just rage to move, just like, it calls upon the anger to have enough energy to move, and then hucks the javelin, thinking of like, I hope it hits you in the fucking arsehole. And in a million years, I'm not going to pretend, in a million years, did not think that this was a kill shot.
So you all watch as just Siobhan, out of anger, takes this javelin, hurls it in this dragon's direction, not even with any amount of care of accuracy. Siobhan, you just kind of watch as the javelin flies, and you think, you don't think much of it. You have that thought of like, yeah, I hope it goes right up your ass. And you watch it goes past the haunch of the dragon. You're like, oh, I missed its ass. And you see as it's coming towards the dragon's head, and the dragon just turns upward, and you watch as you can just see as it goes right into the eye of the dragon, which causes it to cry out in pain. It starts spiraling through the air, reaching its own face, trying to claw out this javelin that's in there. And you see as it kind of goes into a spiral, hurtling towards the ground, until finally you hear this massive boosh as its body hits, and off in the distance, about 100 or so feet away, you can see where this dragon's body now lies, lifeless. And you guys can all decide what you're going to do about that dead dragon and your current state of not a lot of hit points next time we play, as I need to mentally process that you just took down a dragon with a javelin at disadvantage. That is this session for tonight.
And 5 points of fireball. I mean, earth ball.
I mean, I was ready to double dash and quicken action for another lightning bolt. So,
oh, I was sure I was sure it wasn't going to survive. And I'm like, okay, I'm keeping the distance on it. I'm going. Oh, Siobhan's throwing a javelin at disadvantage. No way. I mean, this thing's got like 7 hit points left, but no way. Not a problem.
I rolled a 14 and a 15, and I was like, huh.
Oh, I love
that. That was amazing. We'll deal with all your wounded asses next time, and there probably won't be an adult black dragon to deal with, but hey, we'll see what happens then. I always say it, but I've now fully experienced the absurdity of all you beautiful people, and next time we'll see what chaos awaits.